Time to talk sports here on AM Show. I'm BENEDICT. It's a Thursday morning, and of course, a lot to look forward to this morning as we build up to the start of the Spanish La Liga. There is start of the Spanish La Liga. There's a big program coming up tonight. PM Express, my colleague Gary R. Smith will host some great guests. We'll look at the return of football, something we've all been waiting for, and of course. In today's program, we started on a local scene. Asante Kotoko board chairman Dr. Kwame has dissolved the management of the club. Now, what it means is that the management led by George Amwakun is no more. Now, let's go live to Kumasi and speak to my colleague Kelvin OWUSU. Kelvin, thanks so much for joining me. Yesterday, when I spoke to you, it was all about the issue of Manisha telling the new board of directors not to sign new players, at least for a season. And then in the evening, this came up. Is it something you anticipated?
Well, it was a bit surprising. Many never expected that to happen, and for many who were expecting that the new turnaround would take a little bit of time to make sure that everything was set before Kumasi Asante Kotoko would have probably a change in the managerial structure. But I think it was very fair, since the new board will want to set off with earnest. They can't wait. They really want to start work as quickly as possible to make sure things are put in place before even the resumption of the league. So it was very clear that they had to make it known to Dr. Kwame that the old management need to be gotten rid of. But initially, they just wanted to inform them that they've relieved them of their positions, but they were told by the corporate lawyer who is part of the board, Kwame Mensa, Esquire, that they should allow Dr. Kwame to inform the management he formed himself that at this point in time, there is no way that they can continue their duty since the new board have assumed office. So Kwame met them yesterday, and then he spoke to them, telling them that they need to be relieved of their duties, and that management that he set up is no more. And if any other person is interested in getting back to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they can reapply when the board opens up applications for the new members, whether it's managerial or it could be just the secretariat staff. Any of them could probably apply again and then join Kumasi Asante Kotoko to give their support. So for many, it wasn't really surprising. Some felt that it had been long overdue, this announcement. Since a new board was announced, they should have known that their jobs or their duties were coming to an end.
And in terms of the people that are likely to come in, what are you picking up?
Well, we've picked up a number of them, just as I'm sure it's been widespread that someone like Emmanuel Newton Dasoberi, who is the Club 9 system manager, is being considered as an administrative manager. But you ask yourself, with this tough schedule at CAF and then also Club 9 system manager for the Ghana Football Association, will he take that risk to leave that duty? Take it up. But well, anything is possible. We're just waiting for the managerial setup or the structural framework Kotoko are going to work with. They're also hearing that Yusuf Alas and Chipsa would be retained or will be brought back as the international.
Well, too bad we lost Kelvin there, but obviously he's made a point, so we have to move on. But let's still stay with Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and the Dr. Kwame board has been tasked to build new structures which will get the club back to its glory days. Here is Nana Kofi Bedu, who is Chief of Staff at Minsha.
The simple message from Otunfo to you today, the message that he wishes me to convey to you is that you are starting from ground zero to build new foundations and new structures that will guarantee the sustainable growth of Kotoko in the decades to come. While implementing the academy and training facility complex, you should begin preparations for the development of Kotoko's own stadium within the shortest possible time. It makes economic sense for the club to own its own stadium, even if some categories of matches will continue to be played at the national stadium.
All right, so away from Kumasi Asante Kotoko, I wouldn't have appointed CK Akonom as Black Stars coach if I were GFA President Ket Okriku. This is according to former Sports Minister Neil Lante Van Der Poel. Now, despite the overwhelming support for Coach CK since his appointment, some hold the view that he actually got a job because of his relationship with the FA President. Well, Honorable Neil Lante insists the appointment gives credence to those views. There is more in the following report.
CK Akonom's appointment, which was officially announced in January this year, raised questions because of his past working relationship with the GFA president at Dreams FC. Few months ago, the GFA president, Kotoko Okriku, at a Meet the Press session, said he no longer owned a stake in the sports marketing company, Proton Sports Services, a part of his business many claim managed the former Black Stars captain.
No, I don't manage Charles Akonom, and I don't manage any coach in Ghana. I've had relationships with loads of people in the industry. I have known Charles Akonom because he also worked at Dreams FC before, just like he's worked in Ashanti Gold, Kotoko, 11 Wise, etc., etc. So I don't manage Charles Akonom, and I don't manage any coach in this country.
Despite his comments, former Youth and Sports Minister Neil Lante Van Der Poel believes CK should not have been named as the Black Stars coach for fear of conflict of interest.
Left to me alone, I think Ket shouldn't have made that appointment with a sort of thinking that people within football have. People know, people have said that he manages CK Akonom as a person. So it is wrong. It's marks of conflict of interest to have made CK Akonom the coach of the national team. To some extent, I would tend to agree with them, with those people. I have no problem with Ket deciding who should be the coach, and I have no problem with CK Akonom being the coach in the first place. But for the perception and the whole idea that he's on the books of Ket as manager, as partner, it's marks of conflict, and that is what people are not happy about.
He further called for zero interference on player selection on the part of the FA.
Is the appointing authority not going to exercise any influence over him? It's one of the questions we ask. If the GFA president has a management company which is managing the players, some players, and also managing the coach, there is the tendency that in one way or the other, players who are on the books of that sporting management company or agency will have some undue favoritism, as compared to other players who have nobody. I think the best players should always be called to the national team. The coach should have the right to call the best. Nobody should influence the coach.
Akonom has been tasked to win the African Cup of Nations next year.